Have you ever wondered how long it actually takes to scale an e-commerce brand past $500,000 a month? Some people are going to tell you it takes years of trial and error and figuring it out and learning from your mistakes. There's some truth to that. Others will treat it like an overnight success story, just finding a winning product and scaling. There's also some truth to that. But the real truth is that most people overlook a critical part of the process that I'm going to be breaking down today. If you don't know me already, my name is Fernando Oliver. Over the years, I've generated more than $13 million in revenue for my e-commerce brands and had 2 exits. Along the way, I've developed a system that lets me and my team test 5 products every week, powered by cutting-edge AI. In this video, I'm going to walk you through that system step by step. I'm going to explain how it works so you can fast-track your own product testing process and build businesses that scale with clarity and consistency. By leveraging AI, we now test 5 products per week with full VSLs and funnels built out, all while keeping our team very lean and our costs very low. So let's get into the video. So let's address the main challenges of product testing. So here's the harsh reality. It's 3 main things. One is that product testing is slow and it's resource heavy. It takes weeks and months to develop a single product if you're doing it the old way. You're crafting marketing materials that are too in-depth, running too many different ad campaigns, and then you're finding that only a certain percentage of products win. So if your win rate is 1 out of 5, which is already pretty strong, and it takes you a month to build out a product test, it's going to take you 5 months to find one winner. That's 2 per year, and that's much too slow. Next is rising costs and increased competition. So the costs on ad platforms like Facebook are going up, and there's more competition now than ever. And that's only going to increase as time goes on. And third is the creative bottleneck. So most people have a lack of creative capacity. Most founders can't produce enough high quality creatives, and they can't test multiple products at once due to limited time and limited budget. So the bottlenecks in the creative production and testing process there's 3 main ones. One, you have a limited amount of time, especially if you're writing the copy, you're managing the video editors, you're assembling and reviewing the funnels. That's a huge time commitment for every single product you test. The second is the budget constraint. It takes money not just to run ads, but also to pay your team to build funnels, edit videos. All of this is going to take time. It's going to take money. And then third is the small and stretched team, which ties into both of those. But it takes a pretty large team if you're doing product testing the old way and you want to be efficient. And this is going to lead to missed opportunities, slowed growth and stagnant growth, and a testing process that's not consistent and you can't rely on. So when you validate new products, it often takes too much time because, as I mentioned earlier, you have a certain percentage of win rate, right? 1 out of 5 is great. That's a 20%. 1 out of 10 is more common. But if you're spending over $1,000 per product test and it's taking you at least a week to do it, even with a 1 in 5 win rate, you're gonna get maybe 1 winner every 2 months, and you're gonna be spending thousands of dollars to find it. So it's gonna be hard to scale efficiently, not to mention it's not a repeatable pattern because there's no automation involved. Every step of it takes a human being. So that's why you need a systematic approach. So we get rid of the guessing game and we stick to predictable processes. Obviously you can't guarantee winners, but you can guarantee that you have an automated process that has a certain win rate. So there's a few knowledge gaps around AI and direct response that are causing these issues. So most e-commerce owners are not leveraging AI automation, certainly not to its full extent. And they're missing a huge efficiency unlock. And they're also lacking proven frameworks to integrate direct response principles like VSLs, Advertorials, into the full product test. Because of that, they have lower conversion rates, especially if they're running short ads just to a product page with no direct response. They lose out on streamlined workflows. And what that means in a more simple way is a repeatable process that a VA can handle. It doesn't exist for most people because the product testing process is too complex. And third, they're missing out on faster product validation. So if it takes you a month to just launch a product test, it's going to take you a very long time to get to the point where you're established and you're ready to scale. And when you combine all of these, it's just a cycle of very slow progress, frustration, stalled scalability, and a lot of wasted money. So let's go into who this is for, the system that I'm about to break down for you. This is for e-commerce business owners that are running D2C brands or dropshipping. It works for both. And I've helped both large businesses of both kinds implement this with ambitions to scale to $500,000, $1 million a month and beyond. So ideally for this system to work its best, you should have 6 to 12 months of experience. You should have basic understanding of Shopify and media buying. And most likely you're currently facing inconsistencies with your ads in your profitability and struggling to find a steady stream of winning products. And this system will also be ideal for you if you prefer systems and frameworks rather than quick tactics. In all of my videos, I try to share frameworks, processes, and SOPs that are not based in trends that can last for years, okay? There's value that you can get from tactics and trends, but that's not what I'm interested in. I want the systems that underlie everything, that when you master them, you get long-term growth over years. And hopefully you value efficiency, scalability, and tools that build sustainable, sellable assets, because that's what I focus on. So let's begin. Here's just a quick review of what these challenges are: rising ad costs, creative production bottlenecks, operational limitations, and a lack of predictability, right? And we're going to show you how this system solves all of these. The core aspirations: 3 to 4 ROAS, ideally, lower customer acquisition costs, and a lean team, strong backend, and low cost. And this is what's allowing you to build a scalable, sellable brand. So if this resonates, this is built for you. Let's go and dive into it. So first things first, we have the centralized hub that everything is based out of. So in this centralized hub, we have our library of battle-tested, proven winners when it comes to VSL scripts, advertorial copy, ad copy, sales page copy, and upsell copy. So without having a vault of templates, you're going to have to come up with all of this from scratch every single time. And that's the biggest time and energy drain. And if you're handing that off to your team, you need competent people to be able to do that, and it costs a lot of money. Instead, we have a system using templates. We look at our previous winners, and we look at what competitors are doing, and we build a library based on that. These templates are based on proven direct response frameworks. Okay, so none of this is from scratch. The hub removes the guesswork, and it ensures 3 main things. Every test starts with a strong foundation, which means we have a higher win rate on average than most people because we're using proven assets. We're not starting from scratch, and we're much faster and have a higher creative quality because our baseline is just stronger. If you're facing creative fatigue or the type of ads you're running are not working anymore, this is going to save you time, consistency, and give you a repeatable structure. So the first step is to compile your top VSLs, your top advertorials, copies, product pages, and upsell copy, and put them into a vault where you can just submit them to AI using our AI system and have them rewritten for each product. Next is the AI powered side. So this is where we get the speed from. We use our custom trained AI copywriter. You can use any copy. You can use Claude. You can use GPT. They're already strong enough that if you give them a winning VSL, they can give you back a rewritten version for a new product that's going to have a high win rate. Even better than that, if you have a custom trained copywriting bot like myself and my team, which you can access in the community, you'll be a lot better off. So the main 2 things that we're doing with our AI is we're doing the VSL script. This can be done in 20 minutes or less. If it does it right the first time, which 80% of the time we don't even edit it, it takes about 5 minutes. And then it produces the full funnel copy, all in less than 30 minutes. This eliminates the bottleneck of creative production because a single project manager can manage all of this. A single project manager can submit the documents, the basic product information, and the script, and get a VSL in 5 minutes. And that same basic product information document and all the templates for the copy, for the funnel, and get that back in 20 minutes. And it doesn't require a copywriter, it doesn't require a creative strategist, and it certainly doesn't require the founder. So this is going to reduce your reliance on large teams, which means faster and more efficient launching of new product tests. With this system, as I said, we're doing 5 tests per week. You can even push it further than that if you have the budget. And this is not going to overload your resources. The second part of this system, after the templates, is our product research database. So we want to make sure that we have a database. In our case, it's always 100 plus products are in there, always new ones being added. It's strategic and it's not random. We're not going after trends. Again, you can do that. You can go on TikTok Shop and do all this trend stuff, but we like to go with proven winning products that meet certain criteria. That means a strong AOV. So either natural complementary products or multiple orders, like a knee massager, you're going to have a high take rate for 2 of them, or high gross margins, 80% plus. We also want clear problem-solving mechanisms because that's what our entire copywriting system is based on. A strong solution mechanism built into the product that solves a very compelling, new, unique problem mechanism or root cause. And then we want to make sure there's demand. So our competitors selling it, is there demand for the product? Is the total addressable market large enough? Or is it super, super niche? We want to make sure we have all these 4 criteria when we're selecting products. Now, our AI tools are helping us analyze market trends, competitor data, what are their ads doing, are they scaling, how many ads do they have live, and the customer's main pain points, which means we can prioritize with products that have the highest likelihood of success. We can reduce the risk when we're testing because at the end of the day, every test costs money. And if you're testing in a sloppy way, you could waste thousands of dollars per month on testing. And an increased chance of finding winners because we're only going after products that have high AOV so we can afford a high CPA, that have a high gross margin so that there's less pressure on our ads and there's high demand for. Now this addresses one of the biggest inefficiencies when it comes to product testing, which as I mentioned is wasted ad spend on weak products. And this can pile up into thousands. The third thing we have here is the team structure. So scaling, especially even testing 5 products with VSLs and funnels, does not require a massive team. The system that we operate has 1 project manager and a few video editors, and that's it. The project manager handles about 95% of the workflow. They select the products out of our approved list. They use AI to generate all of the content and the copy. They delegate tasks, so they delegate to the video editors and they stay in communication with them, and they're launching the tests. Another key aspect of the system is you want a very clean, very simple project management tool. You can use Notion, you can use Asana, or you can use Google Sheets and keep it as simple as possible. My role and my business partner's role is limited to high-level copy strategy. So we're helping with that copy planning document where we're outlining the big problem, the big promise, and the mechanisms. This is literally 200 words or less. And we're choosing the products that go into our database. So this structure allows for high testing volume, minimal overhead, and it solves most of the scaling bottlenecks that are common to almost everyone who's testing products the old way. Next, we have our results tracking dashboard. So we want to make sure that, especially if we're testing a lot of products, we're doing things based on data. We're seeing what kind of ROAS are we getting, what kind of AOVs are we getting, how much does it take to get confirmation on a product test, how much ad spend. We want to see the patterns here. So we're tracking in a very simple performance dashboard, the revenue, the ad spend, the net profit, the ROAS, and the conversion rates. These are the key things that we're tracking. A few other things you can add: the advertorial click-through rate, the product page click-through rate, the checkout conversion rate. All right, but these are the most important by far, because based on this, you can see, at a glance, especially if you're experienced, is a product a winner or not. So AI supports the pattern recognition. It's going to identify the product types, right? Whatever niche you're in, if you're going to start with many different niches, health, skin, hair, it's going to slowly be able to see which product niches and categories are working best, and the AOV brackets. Some people find that $100 plus is best. That's what I prefer. But some people have great success with $70, $80 AOVs. Stick to what works. It'll also help you kill underperforming tests early because you'll know what to look for. You'll have established KPIs for when to kill and when to scale. Is allocated intelligently. Directly counters the pressure of those rising costs. The results from implementing all of this is you're going to have more clarity, you're going to have way more control over what you're spending money on, and you're going to scale much faster because you're going to identify winning products faster. So there's no more guesswork, no more throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. We're sticking with a proven system. Now, 30% win rate. Is it possible? Absolutely, it is possible. The integration of structured templates of proven copy, AI automation from custom copywriters, and data-driven product selection, as well as lean team and rigorous tracking, leads us to have about a 30% win rate. That's products moving from phase 1 to phase 2, where they're going to be optimized, the margin's going to be pushed even higher, and they're getting ready to scale in phase 3. This is not based on chance. We've done it for months and months on end. Many people we've helped implement this system with have done it, and it's all because it's a repeatable, controlled system. So when you're testing 5 products weekly, we're identifying winners faster, often within a few days, 3 days if results are really good, 4 or 5 days if it takes a little longer. We're reallocating resources towards scaling proven products instead of spending lots of money trying to make a test work. And we're minimizing losses when we can clearly see based on the data that the product is not going to be successful. So this approach overall lets us stay ahead of the competitive pressure, market saturation, and differentiates us because not many people are able to test with such quality and such speed and such efficiency when it comes to cost. So we're just able to test more than most people. And that gives us a sustainable advantage to grow. Here's a quick heads up. If you want to build VSLs that actually convert and scale your ecom brand past $500,000 a month, check out my Ecom Blueprint community. Over 100 founders are inside right now using my proven frameworks, templates, and our weekly coaching calls to grow their ads and scale their offers. For example, my student Asir went from having 0 winning e-commerce offers, never having a product that scaled, to now a few months later doing over 100K a month consistently, just using what he learned in the community about VSLs and funnels. He transformed his entire business. The link's in the description below. Click it, grab your spot, get access to all the tools, including what I'm talking about in this video, and scale your brand to new record levels. Anyway, back to the video. So if you put this AI-powered product testing system into action, the way that I outlined in this video, you're going to identify winning products faster, reduce wasted ad spend, and scale for less money, and scale much more efficiently. But finding winners is only the first part of the process. That's phase 1 out of a 3-phase system. The real growth comes when you maximize the conversion potential and actually scale up with the best ads possible. So without the right VSL structure and funnel strategy, you're going to leave a lot of revenue on the table. So if you want to learn exactly how I turn winning products into high converting offers that scale fast, check out this next video where I'm going to show you the strategy I use to boost my AOV and build funnels that outperform standard product pages. Take care, thank you, and goodbye.